For decades, people have wanted Vegeta to use Super Saiyan 3. Video games have done it, fan art has done it, and even some of the mobile games have delivered on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but we've never actually seen the form in a manga or an anime or any story that Toriyama has written. So the rumor is out there. Is Vegeta going to attain Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima? First of all, this video will only contain very, very light spoilers for Dragon Ball Daima. Nothing with the plot, nothing too crazy, but I am going to answer the question of whether or not Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3, and if not, what he does get. However, if you want to be surprised, you don't have to watch it. However, if you want to know more, on this video we're going to be discussing not only Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Dragon Ball Daima, whether or not it's true or false, we're also going to talk about, if it is true, why we don't see Vegeta with this form in Dragon Ball Super or any of the later stories in the timeline. Everything will be explained as best I can by the end of this video, so stay tuned. You'll get your answer and more next. The Dragon Ball Daima news cycle has begun, and you can stay up to date by subscribing, enabling all notifications, and if you miss something, go to the playlist tab and click the Dragon Ball Daima news playlist and watch all the content so you can keep up with all the videos and streams covering all the news coming out of the newest Dragon Ball anime. Get ready because there's a lot of content incoming. Thank you for your support as always. Let's get back to the video. Okay, first things first, the image that I used in the thumbnail that you see on your screen right now, this is not an official image from Daima. This is fan art that was made by Jake PlayZ. He is a very, very talented artist, and he has a really cool voice as well. I'll leave a link to his stuff down in the description below. So what we're going to answer in this video is, does Vegeta unlock Super Saiyan 3? Does it matter? And what does that mean for the future? Because obviously if Vegeta gains access to Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, it's going to cause a bit of confusion considering that Dragon Ball Daima, as we reported, takes place prior to Dragon Ball Super. It takes place within a year of the Majin Buu saga. Specifically right after the Buu saga, Vegeta fans have legitimately wanted Vegeta to become a Super Saiyan 3 for many, many years, and some of the video games showed us what he may look like as a Super Saiyan 3. Now keep in mind, because Dragon Ball Daima, once again, is prior to Dragon Ball Super, prior to Goku and Vegeta being exposed to God forms and God Ki, Vegeta witnessed Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Majin Buu arc, and obviously being a guy who wants to become as strong as he possibly can, he himself wouldn't mind tapping into that power. So it's logical to say that during the time after the Majin Buu saga, even before Daima was made, Toriyama may have thought that Vegeta was at least trying to get Super Saiyan 3. So in a way, it would make sense. So the answer, first of all, is yes, Vegeta is going to get Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima, but it's not going to look the same way as it did before, and I'll explain what I mean. The features of Super Saiyan 3 is the long hair and the lack of eyebrows. That is still there, but for some reason, when Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, it's not going to have the hair flowing behind his back in the same way that it did for Goku and Gotenks in the Buu arc. Rather, it's going to actually stick back almost like Beast Gohan. Remember how Gohan Beast's hair just stuck back all wildly? It's not going to be quite like that. It's a bit lower, but it's not going to be as low towards the back like Goku and Gotenks were. However, it is still Super Saiyan 3. Now, let me cut in real quick, guys. As I was editing this video, it hit me. I know exactly where they got this idea from. If you look into the guidebooks and look at Toriyama's original sketches for what he planned Super Saiyan 3 to possibly be like in the early days of the Buu saga, there's one where it's Goku with his hair spiked up but more so back. This was a rejected Super Saiyan 3 design. And from what I've seen of Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 and Daima, this is going to most resemble that. So I think it's a pretty cool Easter egg for hardcore fans, and it seems like that's what they were going for. Oh, also, I want to give a shout out to Dexter and Shay. Happy birthday, Shay. I really hope it's a good one. Back to the topic at hand. If you're wondering, well, does it matter? Is it too late? That's a subjective question. Yes, some Dragon Ball fans might think that there's no point in giving Vegeta this form now because it's just going to be fan service. And then the big question that I'm sure many folks are asking is, well, why doesn't Vegeta keep Super Saiyan 3? Why doesn't he use it later on? Why does he mock it when future Trunks brings it up in Dragon Ball Super? For years, people have wondered why Vegeta never got Super Saiyan 3, and I've talked about in numerous videos throughout the years of why I think he never got it. But guess what? Now he's getting it. So the question is, why is it that when Vegeta faced off against Beerus in Battle of Gods, he was just using Super Saiyan 2 and not 3? Well, clearly, the story of Battle of Gods was written way before Daima was even thought up. So at some point, Toriyama felt, maybe for fan service reasons or because he wanted to, possibly explain that yes, Vegeta did achieve Super Saiyan 3. We didn't find out about it until now, and the story behind that. I don't believe that Toriyama originally planned to ever give Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 back when he was writing the original manga, and perhaps didn't even think of it until Daima. But the question is, why doesn't Vegeta use the form anymore? Well, there's two possibilities here. There are two reasons as to why Vegeta is going to be unlocking Super Saiyan 3 in Daima, but not using it in Super, which happens later on in the timeline. The first reason is because, well, as I've covered in previous videos, especially if you study what I've said about Super Saiyan 3 based on the guidebooks and on what happens in the actual series, Super Saiyan 3 is a flawed form. Yes, Super Saiyan 3 is very powerful, it looks cool, and it gave us some great moments in the original Z anime, and a few in Dragon Ball Super as well, but we all know that the problem with Super Saiyan 3 is its incredibly high energy consumption. It drains your stamina quickly. So Vegeta finally getting to experience Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Daima, despite having the mini body of a kid, will truly be able to understand and feel the power of Super Saiyan 3 within his own body, and thus he will have a complete understanding of that form and choose as a martial artist to not use it because the stamina drain is not worth the power boost. I usually don't talk about fan manga on this channel, although I have once in a while, but Dragon Ball Multiverse a long time ago interestingly did give Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, and he used it in Multiverse and then explained that it was a trash form, that it had problems, namely the stamina drain. And if you're having a competitive fight, you're going to need to have as much stamina as possible. So what I think is likely is that Vegeta does use Super Saiyan 3 for a little while, but then realizes that, it's not for him, he can do better, and thus instead decides to train up his base form later in life to just make his Super Saiyan 2 stronger, which could be why in Battle of Gods, when Vegeta went Super Saiyan 2, he surpassed Goku temporarily only because of the rage he got from Beerus slapping his wife. Now, the other possibility does also tie into Battle of Gods. What if in Dragon Ball Daima, and this is not a spoiler, it's more of a theory, what if Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 3 figures out how to tap into the incredible power of Super Saiyan 3 while retaining the properties of Super Saiyan 2? In other words, Vegeta in his Super Saiyan 2 has the power that he would have as a Super Saiyan 3, except without the stamina drawback. Vegeta being such a smart fighter and learning God Ki so quickly as he did, I think makes perfect sense for him to figure this out, or to figure out a way to sort of discover how to truly use Super Saiyan 3 within Super Saiyan 2. Don't forget, at one point Toriyama himself said that Super Saiyan 2 and 3 were merely just mutations of Super Saiyan 1, and that the characters would not need them anymore. However, we still saw those forms pop up from time to time. Remember in Dragon Ball Super when Trunks wanted to see Vegeta do Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta laughed and mocked the form and went into blue? It's very possible that Daima will explain that he did get Super Saiyan 3 and just didn't like it. Or, like we talked about, he absorbed it into his Super Saiyan 2, kind of like what Goku did with the power of a god in Battle of Gods, where he absorbed that energy into his regular Super Saiyan form. Saiyans can do some pretty incredible things. Guys, I am 100% certain that Dragon Ball Daima will explain it, because why give him the form if they're not going to explain why later on he does not use it? Clearly, I think the two theories I proposed make the most sense, and that's why Vegeta chose not to use the form even though he was made aware of it. Dragon Ball Daima will answer that question, so it's a little gift from Toriyama to all you Vegeta fans out there. Rest in peace, creator. And you need to leave a like on the video now and subscribe if you are new. Enable all notifications. If you want more topics involving Super Saiyan 3 and learning more about it, there are videos on your screen right now for you to watch. This is Geekdom 101. My name is Danny. Have a great day.